And we're back now with White House Senior Advisor Dan Pfeiffer, who has been with Barack Obama. You were among the very first, even back in the campaign, and you've been with him ever since. Let's just start with what the president in the White House said overnight. The president is going to announce a plan in the State of the Union to raise $320 billion in new taxes on the wealthy. That's over 10 years. Capital gains taxes are going up. With this new revenue, he's going to do such things as provide free community college and so forth for people, new tax breaks for working families, increased child care credit. I would just ask you this, Mr. Pfeiffer. Do you in any way, shape, or form believe that a new Republican Congress is going to do what a Congress that had Democrats and Republicans in control would not do? I mean, is this for real? Do you really think there's a chance that something like this could pass?
Well, I think this plan the president's going to talk about on Tuesday night goes to what is the core theme of the State of the Union, which is middle-class economics. And it's the simple proposition that now that the economy is in a stronger place than it's been in a very long time, we need to double down on our efforts to deal with wage stagnation and declining economic mobility. And so the simple proposition that we should ask the wealthy to pay a little more and invest more in the middle class, give the middle class a raise. Now, there are elements of our plan that Republicans have supported in the past. Our higher education tax breaks are something very similar to something the Republican House passed last year. The fee on large financial institutions is something very similar to what was included in the Republican corporate tax reform plan last year by Republican Dave Camp. So are they going to agree on everything? Absolutely not. But I think we should have a debate in this country about between middle-class economics and trickle-down economics and see if we can come to agreement on the things we do agree on.
Well, regardless of the merits of the plan, do you think this Congress would really consider this? I mean, Marco Rubio, you heard his reaction. Paul Ryan, the Republican, he's going to be the new chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. His spokesman said it's not even serious. I guess what I would ask you, are you laying this out because you think you have a chance to get it passed, or you just want to draw the contrast between Republicans and Democrats and paint Republicans as being the party of the rich?
I think in divided government, each side should lay out their agenda, what they think is in the best interest of the country, and then we can figure out if there are things in the middle we agree on. We look forward to the Republicans laying out their agenda. They have a very different philosophy about how the economy works. But as I said, there are some ideas here in the middle we may be able to agree on, and we should make the case. And a few years ago, people would have said we had no chance to get the Republicans to agree to raise taxes on the very wealthy back to the level they were under Bill Clinton, and we succeeded in doing that. So we're going to push very hard. There are legislative proposals in this State of the Union, also a lot of executive actions where we can help middle-class families right now.
Raising taxes always gets the headline in any story, but what else can we expect from the president?
Well, I think you can expect the president to tell a story about where we have come from in the last 6 years, the tremendous progress we've made, the fact that the economy is growing, jobs are growing, the deficit's been cut in 2/3, and he's going to lay out a plan in 3 parts about how we help the middle class. And we've given you a lot of the details in advance to make it easy for everyone out there, but how we make paychecks go farther right now, how we create more good-paying jobs right now, and how do we give people the skills they need to get those high-paying jobs. Things like free community college, additional child care.
The president said on Friday that technologies not allowing law enforcement to track known terrorists is, quote, a problem. And what is he going to do to fix that?
Well, I think we have a number of steps we have to take. One, as we've been working a long time, as was referred to by Senator Rubio earlier, to reform our surveillance laws. We had a successful effort passing in the House. It stalled in the Senate. We're going to double down on that. But this has been a debate that we've had in this country since 9/11, which is how do we find the right balance between privacy and security? You can't have 100% of each. And so we're going to work with industry, we're going to work with law enforcement, work with Congress to make sure we can do that in the right way.
I want to ask you about something else. The White House has conceded that you should have sent a high-level representative to Paris for that rally last weekend. It saw leaders from everywhere. But I want to ask you why. I mean, did the staff just miss this?
Well, it was
the significance of it?
As you know, Bob, it would not have been logistically feasible to move the President of the United States all the way across the world on 36 hours notice.
That.
And so, as Josh Earnest said, we should have sent someone of a higher profile because that was the right thing to do. And once we realized that we had made that mistake, we took responsibility for it, which is probably a rare thing in Washington.
But is this sort of, I mean, it seems to me that the White House is always a little late in recognizing the significance of such things. I mean, we saw that happen sometimes over the summer. What is the staff let the president down?
Well, in this case, I think that we should have done a better job in ensuring that we had some of a higher profile, and we took responsibility for that. I think, look, it is always important to get out there and play the appropriate role for the president. We try to do that every time, and if we ever fall short, we want to learn from that and do better the next time.
All right. Well, Dan Pfeiffer, we wish you the best.
Thank you, Bob.
And we'll be back in a moment with some personal thoughts.